Hans, here we are. We're in front of the Riemer building. You're about to go in and testify before a House subcommittee. Talk a little bit about why you're here and why it's important for Montgomery County for you to be represented here.
I'm here today because Montgomery County passed a law that entitles people who work in the county to sick leave. And if you work, you accrue a certain amount of sick leave. And there is a law that is pending before Congress that would take that away effectively. It would allow companies a loophole to get out of the requirement that we passed, that if a worker is sick or their family member is sick or if they experience, any kind of certain kinds of life circumstances, that they can use the sick leave that they've earned. This federal law would basically say to companies, if you provide X, Y, and Z, a certain limited range of benefits that aren't as good as what we entitle the worker to, then you no longer are subject to any state or local law. And it takes away the right that we've granted under our laws, and I'm here today to speak out on behalf of the law that we passed at the council.
Talk a little bit about who this law that we passed at the council level specifically affects.
Yeah. If you work for an employer that is larger than 5 employees, you can earn up to 7 days of sick leave per year. And if your company is smaller than 5, then you can earn up to 4 days of paid sick leave and 3 unpaid. Unfortunately, this law would allow bad acting employers to get out of our requirement by meeting a different set of federal requirements that really aren't as good for the employee. And I want to let the members of Congress know that if they try to overturn state and local laws, there's going to be a fight.
Montgomery County approved its own safe and sick leave policy in October of 2015.
That guarantees workers can earn up to 7 days of paid time off. In Montgomery County, our law guarantees that employees can use the sick leave they have earned to care for or treat an illness or injury. I can tell you that I have met so many people who have needed to use leave after an injury or sudden illness, such as a car crash or the flu, or taking care of a child who broke an arm.
According to statistics, 1/3 of workers in the United States do not have paid leave.
37 million workers today have no sick time.
Without paid sick time, employees are often forced to go to work and spread the flu to their coworkers or customers, or to send their kids to school sick and infect their classmates and teachers.
During questioning by committee members,
Councilmember
Riemer said the county's policy has made a difference for families and communities.
We are not hearing from employers that it has been an undue burden for them, and we certainly are hearing from employees that they appreciate the rights that have been granted to them by our local government's law.
We know that paid leave is good for families and businesses. Policymakers will continue to address this issue. I thank you, Mr. Riemer, for explaining that from your perspective.
I was really pleased to be able to speak today.
Following the hearing, Democratic leaders spoke with reporters about the urgent need for federal policy that provides paid sick days, paid family leave, and flexible work schedules.
We need to talk about creating a strong federal policy that grants sick leave and family leave and schedules that are appropriate to our workforce. And we've got a long way to go. So the committee majority today was really exploring how to take rights away and create loopholes to allow companies to avoid providing benefits rather than talking about how to actually ensure that people who work can take care of their families and live a good life.
A long 2 hours we just walked out of there. A lot of great questions, a lot of interesting testimony. Talk a little bit about what you walk away from this morning.
Those who oppose that legislation wanted to understand, is our law working? Is there any reason to undermine it? Is there any reason to create a off-ramp for employers? And I explained to them that we think our law is working really well, and we're getting good feedback about it. And of course, our economy is continuing to improve. We're having strong jobs reports and continued growth in the county. It went well. It went well. So we passed a sick leave law. So workers in Montgomery County are entitled to up to 7 days of sick leave.
And as the Montgomery County Council President, this must make you feel awfully proud that you were included in this discussion and people are taking a good look at what we're doing in Montgomery County at a national level.
Well, exactly. We have a leadership role to play in this country as a local government enacting laws that, try to lead by example. And I think everyone in Montgomery County appreciates living in a community that is trying to do the right thing, especially in the environment that we're in. I think we all want to feel like we're proud to live in the community that we live in.
stands adjourned.
And today's action in Congress was about defending those values in front of, frankly, what are attacks against what we've tried to accomplish. I think Montgomery County was heard loud and clear and had an impact on the discussion today.
Talk a little bit about this protest this afternoon in front of the Capitol and why you're here.
Well, we want Congress to make DACA permanent, which is the law that allows many children of undocumented families who grew up here, who live in Montgomery County, who go to our schools, who are succeeding, who are trying to go to college and live a good life. And they are as much part of our community as anyone, and we want them to be able to stay. But if Congress doesn't act, really they are at tremendous risk of deportation. So I'm here to join and stand up for all the people who live in our community who want a different path on immigration policy, who want Congress to act to, embrace diversity and immigration and all the benefits that it brings to our community.